like to introduce our special guest today, a famous Swiss educational reformer born in 1746, Johann Heinrich Pestalozzi. Mr. Pestalozzi, would you briefly fill us in on your background?
Certainly. My father died when I was only 4, leaving my mother to care for my 3 brothers and myself. My mother loved and nurtured us, but didn't quite emphasize physical movement. Therefore, I admit to being quite clumsy. This is one of the reasons I strongly encourage physical education. My entire childhood, I wanted to be a pastor like my grandmother. But instead, I proceeded schooling in law where I applied my teachings and fought for equity. When my town turned against me, I married and turned to farming to live a more natural life. I was a horrible failure as a farmer, but it was on the farm I gained a passion for educating the poor. As a matter of fact, I took in many surrounding farm children where I nurtured them and taught them how to read and write, leading them out of poverty. It is from there that my life in education began.
Who was your biggest influence?
My philosophy and teachings stemmed from my interest in Jean-Jacques Rousseau. He believed in the basic goodness of human nature. His book, Emile, outlined his beliefs in education, which I strongly believe in, starting with children needing to be encouraged to follow their natural curiosity. Human beings go through different stages in their lives that experience and enjoy childhood. Education should be connected to real life, and parents are a great influence on their children. Education should also help children to learn morality. They should be able to follow their own nature while respecting others.
What are you most proud of?
I'd have to say, I'm most proud of my book, How Gertrude Teaches Her Children, written in 1801, which critiqued conventional schooling and provided a prescription for educational reform. It's one of my most memorable works. In this book, I share my thoughts on rejecting corporal punishment, rote memorization, and bookishness, while promoting my vision of home-like institutions where teachers actively engage in students in learning by sensory experiences. Schools like these will educate individuals who are well-rounded intellectually, morally, and physically. Their engagement in activities where students will learn to use useful vocations that complement their interests in study.
One of your most widely known accomplishments is object teaching. Would you describe object teaching for us?
Absolutely. Object teaching is the process one naturally goes through when gaining an understanding of the world around them. It begins with examining form or shape, experimenting with number or quantity and weight, and finally attributing a name to the object. In this manner, children experience learning from the concrete to abstract in a gradual learning continuum.
Teacher training, or professional development, is another one of your claim to fames. How would you describe the role of an ideal teacher?
Children don't need teachers, they need good models. Teachers are not information givers. They are loving, caring guides to each individual child, emphasizing their interests, needs, and potential. They provide group-centered instruction, engaging students in experienced learning through their environment, where they feel respected and encouraged to explore. This is what I call natural education.
Well, our time has come to a close. What final words of wisdom would you like to leave us?
My parting words are, without love, neither the physical nor the intellectual powers will develop naturally.
Thank you for taking time out of your important work schedule to share your philosophy with us today. In San Diego, thanks for tuning in. Until next time.